Welcome to T-Prep Talk. We're going to hear my story. You're going to hear my guest's story. It's going to help make your story. And today we have... Welcome to T-Prep Talk. We're going to hear my story. You're going to hear my guest's story. It's going to help make your story. And I'm your host, Barbell, Honcho, and owner of T-Prep Gym. And this podcast is made to show the community of T-Prep Gym and bring outsiders into the community to give some wisdom of their life, past experiences, because everybody can learn from each other, because everybody's story is different, everybody's story is unique, and we're all living this world together so we can learn from each other. And positivity. Amen. Positivity is very important. And today we have Young Gato, a DJ slash producer slash, he does it all. I believe he can even make an app if he wants to. He's from New York.
NYC, baby.
And what part of New York you from?
So I'm from Queens. I'm from a city, or it's like a city in Queens called Elmhurst, Queens.
Okay, Elmhurst,
so
Queens.
Like Queens is divided into like little mini like Frisco, Plano, like little mini cities. Okay. And that's Queens.
Okay, now I never been to New York. And I feel like when I watch movies, I see all the time, they say, don't come on my street, don't come on my block, right? Is it really divided by streets? Like is it a whole different, let's say you walk into one street, is a different culture than the other, and they're literally across the street from each other.
Yeah, so especially like Queens, right? Queens, they call it like the melting pot. Yeah. So in Queens, you'll find every nationality in the world has found a place, a little section in Queens to call their home, right? Okay. So if you think of any nationality, like Greeks, it's known like you go to Astoria, stuff like that, right? So like and it's hard to explain, right? Because it's just so big and so condensed that the easiest way for me to explain what New York is like to someone from Texas is if you took San Antonio, Austin, Dallas, Waco, like maybe those four big cities. Yeah. And DFW and condense them together within a 30-minute zone of each other. Wow. And then Queens becomes all of Dallas, Brooklyn becomes Austin. Yeah. San Antonio becomes the Bronx. Okay. Right? Waco becomes Staten Island. And then Manhattan could be like DFW. Like that's And within like a 20-minute, you can get into any of those cities within 20 minutes. Yeah. And that's what it would be like if you New York. And also like because there isn't so much space and it's so condensed, you have to build up. Okay, so with that being said, you're saying all of them are together and they're all, like if you're comparing the cities of Texas to the cities of New York, the cities of Texas, they're all completely different. Like Fort Worth has a different vibe than Dallas, Austin, San Antonio. So you're saying all these different vibes are together in one spot. Now, how does that work? I mean, do people get along very well out there? Because there's a lot of people down here where we're at and don't like the way things are in Austin. So how does that work down there? I mean, listen, in New York, we're friendly, right? Like they'll say like we're rude or whatever. Like we'll yell at you, but we're still gonna help you. So right? That's a myth, right? Like we're. It's not that we're rude. It's just that everybody you're looking at, everybody and their, like we say, everybody and their moms. Yeah. They got 3 jobs, right? Yeah. So no one got time for your bullshit. Yeah. No one got time for you to be holding up the subway, subway doors. I gotta get to work, and you're sitting here waiting, like holding up the subway door. Like no, like everyone's got somewhere to be. Like. You just got to keep it moving. In the city, everyone just keeps it moving. That's why they say, like, in New York, like, they had to put, like, when 9/11 happened, like, if you see something, say something. Mm-hmm. Because New Yorkers are just hustling and bustling. Like, we're moving. We're chatting. We're getting places. We don't give a fuck if someone's getting, like, unless it's, like, something like a crime or whatever. But, like, people are going to walk right over you, bro, and they're going to get about their day. And it's not personal. Yeah. It's just everybody's getting their money, man. Like, it's like they say, Queens get the money, bro. You know what song I like from Alicia Keys, that New York song with Jay-Z? It's a classic. She called it a concrete jungle. That's what it sounds like what you're telling me right now. It is, man. It is. It's imagine, like I told you, if all the cities like Austin and San Antonio, imagine you can get to each one of them in a train without having to drive. Yeah. Imagine what your childhood would be like. You don't have to drive. You can go, like,
13, 14, 15 years old, you can go all the way to Austin by yourself in a train. You can go all the way to San Antonio. You don't need nobody to drive. You get into all this trouble in like the busiest city in the world. Like,
so there's some pluses to it.
Yeah, that's why New York is the center of the world, because they got subways. We have everything. Every culture goes there. Mm-hmm. There's jobs. Any type of job you want, you could find it. Any type of food you want, you could find it. Right?
Yeah.
That's just New York.
And
man.
how the gyms look out there?
Dude, the gyms are... There's a gym in every corner, man. Every corner there's a gym. Every corner has a gym.
Okay.
Gyms everywhere. They're expensive, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I was about to ask that. You know, what do the prices look like compared to the prices in Texas?
I mean, Texas is a steal for New Yorkers. I know you Texans hate like us New Yorkers and Californians like moving down here because, you know, whatever. But at the same time, bro, someone that me who kind of comes down here and sees more opportunity. Yeah. For example, like I come down here and I tip everyone 20-25% sometimes, because that's standard in New York. No matter what, right? So I come down here and people are like so grateful that I'm like tipping. I'm like, no, that's just like normal, right?
Okay, so you like tipping culture? Like, you think that's a good thing?
That's just New York. Like, that's what we do, right? Okay. Like we're everywhere we go. I remember when I went to Europe this summer, I'm tipping 20%. People look at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, nah, I'm tipping you for your service. You gave me a service. Yeah. I'm paying you. I'm thanking you for your service. Thank you. Like that's just standard for us.
Yeah. What was it? Was it Japan that if you tip, they take it as offense?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yo, don't go to Japan.
I'll find out, I guess. Yeah. I really want to go too. I've been dying to go to Japan. That's one of the places I want to go.
I guess just don't tip. I guess
I mean, do you tip? Do you tip?
I tip, and my tip depends on the service.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, right? Like if it's bad, are you tipping 20%?
If it's bad, I mean, you lucky you get $5.
Yeah.
You know, if it's good, you get in the 20%. If it's like okay, you get in the 10. But like 25, it depends on how many drinks I had in me. Really, so.
But to get back to your question on the gyms, it's a lot more expensive out there. So like you're looking at like, if you're doing by tier, the minimum tier is probably $50. Okay. And the maximum tier is like $90 to $100.
Okay, so 50 is like cheap out there. Like, okay, yeah, that's like the Planet Fitness stuff.
That's a steal, yeah. Well, Planet Fitness is, I think, what did it do, $10 a month?
They still got $10 over there.
Yeah, but those machines, like, it's terrible. Have you been there?
Oh, that's where I started out.
Yeah. Pizza, what is it? Pizza Fridays? Do they do that? Bagel Mondays here too?
No.
Dude, in New York, they would do Pizza Fridays where they get, like, you go to the room, 20 stacks boxes of pizzas. Everyone just fucking grabbing free pizza on their way out of the gym. My bad, I'm banging your microphone.
You're good.
And then they do Bagel Mondays. Fucking tubs of cream cheese, stacks of bagels at the gym. Like, does that make sense to you? Like, that shit is crazy.
It's a lot of carbs. A lot of saturated fat.
It keeps you in the gym, I guess, right?
Yeah, if anybody's watching this, I post a lot of funny things on my stories for T-Prep Gym, and a lot of it's like food, and it doesn't make sense sometimes. I think it's funny, but I get the Planet Fitness vibes when I post like, eating a pizza or like fries or whatever. But I also like to put healthy meals on there too.
Like alternatives.
Yeah, like alternatives, like mac and cheese. You can make a really good mac and cheese if you use certain ingredients. There's always ways to eat healthy.
I've had the best mac and cheese down here in Texas I've ever had in my life.
Oh,
like, you guys make the best.
What's mac and cheese come from?
I don't know.
Italian?
Well, when I came down here to what was that barbecue spot called? Hutchinson's.
Hutchinson's, yeah, that's very popular out here.
Yo, that mac and cheese fucked me up, bro. I'm never gonna have no mac and cheese like that mac and cheese ever. Oh, everything over there, period, is like.
Now it sounds like you're saying, is it bad?
No, like it was great. Like,
it was good. Okay.
Cried because it was beautiful. Like, it was delicious. Like, it tasted like, I don't know, like the best. It was the best mac and cheese I ever had.
Okay, got it. I mean, and I know you're seeing the pizzas down here. How's the pizzas compared to New York?
I was gonna ask you that because I heard you saying you posting pizzas, but I didn't want to get into it because I'm like, honestly, bro, as a New Yorker, I have not found any good pizza down here. Yeah. And I'll stand on that because you just can't fool us, right? I've gone to every bagel shop. It's a no. Like, nah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So it's tough, bro. Like, I actually I've been living down here in Texas for almost 3 years. And the first year I came down here, every pizza spot I went to, actually except for one that was like almost close.
Okay, all right, let's hear it.
Joe's Pizza.
Joe's Pizza.
That legit tasted like a queen slice, and I was like, all right, it's not like New York, but I could live with this.
Where's Joe's Pizza located?
The one I went to was in Carrollton's, but they got one in New York too. So I don't know if they were related.
Okay.
So that's why I went there. It was like the closest I've gotten. Someone told me Zalit's, Zalat.
Oh, that's a new place.
Zalat,
Yeah.
yeah. However you pronounce it, but
Yeah, I pass by one all the time heading home. I never really stopped.
I heard that was like the one. But every place I go, I want to cry, bro. I get disappointed.
Yeah.
It's like an insult. Like
It's like going to New York getting barbecue.
exactly, yo, exactly, bro. You took the words right out of my fucking mouth,
Yeah.
bro. It's like you're not gonna go to New York and have the best brisket of your life, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, just stop.
Okay. I
Each
think
their own, you know?
I think I asked you this question before. Like when you first got a membership here, I asked you about the pizza, and you said that you're basically like you're guessing it's the water. The water's completely different, right? And what do you mean by that?
So, it's a myth, right? It's like the water,
Yeah.
because it's like the New York water is so dirty because it comes from like the sewage and the pipes or whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like that's one of the ingredients because of the way the city. It's because of the way the city cures their water, the way they clean their water.
Yeah.
They use certain chemicals, right? Every city uses different chemicals to clean their water system, right?
Yeah.
Their drinkable water. New York, whatever it does, just creates that. But not just that. It's also, if we're being honest, it's New Yorkers who, the people that have been making bagels there,
Yeah.
have been making bagels for over a century, bro.
Mm.
You can't recreate that by going to New York for 1 year, 2 years. You can't
Yeah.
recreate that, bro.
Okay.
You know what I'm
They
saying?
can make
Like
it in
that
their sleep.
that's mastery. That
Yeah.
even 10,000 hours, you're not gonna be able to learn how to make the perfect New York bagel. Some of these people make bagels in ovens that are like 80 years old.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, do you like cooking in a crock pot, or do you like cooking in like something that's not seasoned, right? Like,
We just got a crock pot.
right, exactly.
Make
Why?
some
Because
chili.
you want more flavor in your food. You want
Yeah.
some, right? Exactly. So it's like, and all of that, everything, all that combined, maybe it's a myth, maybe it's not, but I can tell you one thing: when you have a New York bagel, you're gonna know the difference, dude. Like,
Yeah, man, they can make that in sleep. You ever done a job so long that like you start dreaming about that job?
yeah, I used to work in a pizzeria for like 12 years.
So
out
you're
of
dreaming
college.
like throwing pizzas up in there.
I used to deliver, so like I would like have dreams of like driving like fucking all the time, dude. Like,
Yeah, man, I'll be having nightmares sometimes about like not nightmares like just like not nightmares like kind of like weird stuff.
oh really?
Yeah, and so I go
What
to
are
the
we
gym.
talking about here? Weird, wait, what? Hold up.
I wish I can tell you, but we always forget our dreams. Like the
That's
moment
true,
we
or
wake
you're
up.
just telling us that because you don't want to talk about it.
No, because I even
Yo!
my last job I used to deliver these things on an open bed trailer, and we had to strap it down, and I started having dreams of strapping down trailers. So I was just saying like yeah, you can get caught up doing something. So making the bagels, I'm sure they can make it in their sleep if they want to.
Listen, man, I'm not insulting. I appreciate like food out here. One of my main concerns when I moved out here was the food, because in New York you can get any cuisine at any time at any place within like not even a 3-block distance walking. Like, it's just so much to pick from at any time. It's just always going.
Okay. Now you're not the only one that moved in from New York. I got like 3 other people
Nice.
here. And everybody that I talked to said they like it, like it better than New York just from how crowded it was. Now I'm saying they probably like the culture better, like the things that they have to offer. But as far as like the crowdedness, how do you feel about that here? Because you're out in the country, you're not like at least
I am.
You didn't go to Dallas, like a smaller city. You went to the country.
I was in Dallas. I was in Carrollton for a year.
Okay.
I'm a city person. I was born in Queens, so I was born I lived in an apartment building like my whole life.
Yeah.
So, for me, I needed to be in a city, but I always knew after the pandemic that I wanted to be very far from the city. And when we came out to Pilot Point, I was like, yo, it's an hour out of Dallas, like literally door to door from Pilot Point to maybe like some bar in Deep Ellum is like an hour and 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Right.
You like Deep Ellum?
They got some cool bars there. It's up and coming over there.
Yeah, I see them building some new stuff.
Yeah. That's like, is that like Manhattan, right? Like the city?
I mean, the closest thing to us down here would be like downtown Dallas. Yeah.
Which is Deep Ellum, right?
Deep Ellum.
Or,
sure.
or are you talking like Highland Park is like Manhattan?
I don't know. When I hear people going out, I hear them going to Deep Ellum or something like that.
Yeah, that's pretty much
Yeah. Highland Park is like that's just a high end area. You know?
Okay.
I don't think they really party that hard out there. Maybe they do. Maybe their cocaine's more pure. I don't know.
But to answer your question, man, I love it out here. It's peaceful. The people are super friendly, super sweet.
Yeah. Southern mentality.
Yeah. It's funny because when I first moved here, like when I bought my house, no one understood what I was saying.
Really?
Because they would say like I was talking too fast. Like I would go to the diner and like I'll order something.
Yeah, because you got shit to do. You got 3 jobs.
They just like I don't know. I guess maybe I don't know. Whatever. And then I noticed like people out here, they have like a little bit of a twang.
Yeah.
And in the city, like where I was in Carrollton, it's like they don't, right?
Yeah.
Somewhat, yeah.
Yeah.
Spot on.
Yeah. It's the twang is.
And
southern.
it's not like a big twang. It's like slight, like.
Yeah.
But like
and it's a lot.
You won't notice it.
It's a lot slower.
It is. Yeah.
You know, you got.
Then when you drive, like I like going to since we're in Pilot Point, I like going to the casinos because they're like 20 minutes away.
Oklahoma, right?
You go to Oklahoma, there's more twang out there. Like everybody talks with a twang.
They just talk slower. They be saying full on paragraphs with 3 words.
In one word, yeah.
Yeah. He's all like, to learn, you better listen. And then now you start to understand.
Dude, that happened to me. We were, I forgot where we were. There's like a boat dock here somewhere.
Yeah.
Right? And we went to go check it out. And I'm like deathly afraid of wasps and the mud daubers.
I got stung by a wasp literally like a week or 2 ago.
Oh, I'm about to ask you about that. So like those mud daubers, and apparently the mud daubers don't even do anything, right? So like this fucking mud dauber literally is fucking chasing me around, and I'm running around like fucking swatting it, and it lands right next to him. Like it's the kid and the mud dauber, and it lands right here. And then he does what you just said. He's like, "Ding, do nothing," and he just like swatted away. and then just like, and I'm running from my life, bro. I'm like a city kid. I'm like, "Yo, get this thing away from me!
No.
What the fuck is going down?"
Yo,
dude,
young Gato is foreshadowing right now, man. We got a beekeeper coming on here soon.
Really?
Yeah, one of those wasps was in here, and I was trying to I grabbed a fly swatter. I was like about to kill it, and she was like, no, don't kill it. And she actually got offended. She was all like, if you kill it, I'm hitting you with that fly swatter. And I was like, damn, all right. I ain't gonna, whatever. I guess this is a serious deal.
No.
But anyways, she said, yeah, they don't do nothing. They ain't do nothing.
That's literally what he's. Yo, and now me and my wife had like an inside joke when I tell her that. We start cracking up.
They ain't do
nothing. That was just cracking up.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, exactly. So but I love it out here, man. It's quiet.
You should make that. You should make that like a beat drop.
Like the tag, Metro Boom. Yeah.
But yeah, speaking of tags and stuff, so how's the music going? Like, do you have some songs out there that people can listen to somewhere?
I don't, man. I have a lot of music in
the vault,
in the vault, right?
Yeah.
It's just taken me a lot to get here to this point where now I can finally start releasing music, right?
Okay, good.
And it's been a long journey, and it's just a mix of handling life.
Yeah.
My career.
Yeah.
And then Young Gato.
Right?
And unfortunately, when it came to that, so I'll tell you exactly how this all kind of came to be.
Yeah. Tell us where it started. When it became a thought in the forefront of your mind.
So, I used to rap, but I wasn't any good at it.
Okay.
I just, anytime I rapped or I wrote a rap, it always felt forced.
Yeah,
and I didn't like it. I didn't want to be someone who needed to hire a lyricist to be a conscious rapper or a club rapper. and I didn't like the image and just the energy about it anymore. Right? I started to just not like hip hop or rap anymore, and I fell out of love with it. But I didn't fall out of love with music. I kept like learning how to make beats, and then I got into like house music and making EDM, and now I'm kind of in this phase where I've learned all this knowledge of kind of the industry and what I've done in music and mixing and mastering. I've gotten to this point in my career where it's kind of like on autopilot. I'm not like hustling to get up a corporate ladder. I'm like, okay. Right? It's like, it's good.
Got some free
and I
time.
just bought my crib, which was like an accomplishment my whole life.
Oh,
literally.
that's a big accomplishment. Yeah.
So now that I'm at that bar, I'm like, all right, what's next?
Nice.
Young Gato's next.
That's a great mentality, man.
So like for me, my whole life, 35 years of my life, it's like I'm gonna get my wife, I'm gonna get my house. And that's how long it took me. It took me 35 years of struggling, building a career, saving money, putting my own dreams to the side to get to that one goal first.
Yes.
And it was sad, bro, because I wanted to be rich and famous. I wanted to do Young Gato at 25 years old.
Yeah.
And at that age, it was very heartbreaking to know that I got to step away from him a little bit.
Yeah.
Like a step back to take a step forward. And now I'm here 10 years later, like, all right, now I'm ready. Now I got all this. Now it's not like I wasn't doing anything, right?
Yeah.
I was learning. I was meeting people in the industry. I was writing. Like, I was doing everything.
Yeah, everybody's time
I
frame
just
is
never
different.
put out my own stuff because I knew that I wasn't just going to put out a track to nobody.
Yeah.
These things require planning, money. There's a lot behind a song.
Yeah.
And I always would get to the point where I'm like, oh, yo, guys, I got a song. My friends will hype me up. And then I'm about to release it. And then I don't got no money for marketing. I don't got no money to shoot a video. I don't got no money to put it on Spotify or Pandora.
Yeah.
I don't got money to put Facebook ads behind it, Instagram ads behind it. Yo, you don't realize that because you're so excited for weeks of making your beat and having your friends listen. Like, yo, that shit is hot. Drop it.
Yeah.
But yo, this shit is really a business. And until you're ready to realize that this is not just, I'm going to release a song on YouTube and get rich and famous.
Because the anomalies do it, they see it.
Yeah, now I got the money. Now I got an LLC. I started my own label.
Oh, good.
Right? So now I'm doing me now. Now it's time for Young Gato, right? I did the hardest goal ever for 35 years, which was getting a crib. I got the crib now, right?
Yeah.
So now I'm going to focus on Young Gato.
Okay, yeah, there comes a point in a man's life where they have to make a decision. It's like, do I want to chase my dreams or do I want to build a family?
Yeah.
And, I mean, you can always put one on the back burner like what you did. You put it on the back burner and chose to build the family. And if that's what you wanted at the moment, then I think that was the best decision for you. And I think everybody's time frame is different to success.
Yeah.
So I think you made the right decision because now you're in a position to do what you wanted.
Yeah. So now I got a career that can fund my music career. And I'm not sweating. Like, I'm not struggling now, right?
Yeah,
So
good.
When I was 25 years old, working at a pizzeria 40 hours a week, delivering pizza, trying to be a musician, trying to be a husband, trying to get the crib, that shit is hard, bro.
That's stressful.
In New York City, too.
Yeah.
With nobody, bro. Like, my parents, not that we were poor, but, like, we're lower class. Like, my father's a cab driver. My mother is a home attendant. So it's not like I was made. I was nobody, bro. Like, I literally, like, started from the bottom is, like, the story, right? Because I'm nobody, right? I came from nothing. So that's but the story of Young Gato is crazy. This Young Gato is, for me, it's a symbol of life. So I'm gonna take off the mask now.
Okay, good. Electrolytes.
So how we say we back. What I was gonna say is the story of Young Gato is really a symbol of life for me. When COVID happened, when COVID first dropped, was it 2020?
Yeah. Well, 2019, right? 2019 and 2020.
No, 20. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because I signed the lease at this place in 2020, and COVID was just opening up. So I think it was in 2020. And what were you doing at that time?
I was patient zero.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
But listen to this. Well, I was one of the... my career had just started, bro, in Manhattan, bro. I had got my first job as, like, a software developer in, like, a cool company, like a startup company like Google, where you walk in, they got beer, they got everything, fucking walls of cereal, free food all day.
Yeah.
They got the basement is like a playhouse for adults. Fucking the best job I ever had. Literally.
Beanbags for chairs.
COVID drops. I'm like, oh, this is bullshit. This is like this is a China virus, right? China. This is like Wuhan made.
Yeah.
A week into the virus dropping and them doing the closures around the world,
Yeah.
I get sick. So I go home, tell my wife, I'm like, yo, I'm not feeling good, you know. She's like, all right, go home, take a Tylenol. Next day, I wake up, I can't breathe.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on? I've never felt like this in my life. I'm going to the hospital. I go to the hospital. The first time I go to the hospital, they're like, we can't let you in because there's so many people here that you have to have a certain oxygen level to let in, and your oxygen level is only at 92.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I'm like, all right. She's like, so technically you're good. I go, I didn't make it through the night. Like a few hours later, I'm like, yo, I can't breathe, babe. I can't breathe. Go back to the hospital. Now my oxygen level is 64.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, all right, get him in. And then from there, like, I'm about to get emotional.
Yeah, take your time.
Take your time, man. Take your time.
So I got put in a bed,
Okay.
and dude, it was a fucking war zone.
Yeah.
I bet, man.
There's people dying everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
This shit fucks me up, dude. Anyways.
Hey, if you don't want to talk about
No.
it.
I need to. This is
Yeah.
like, it's part of the process. You gotta
Yeah.
face your demons, you know?
Alright, yeah.
Yeah, seeing that can be traumatic. Seeing what you saw, yes.
Anyways, they get me in the bed. The nurse is like, yo, he's really young. You need to give him a bed, because I didn't have a bed because of his age. So they put me in a bed. They started feeding me these giant 1,000 milligram Tylenols.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, they would knock me out. When I would wake up, like in between these things, I couldn't breathe. So the one thing I didn't want, because I remember seeing on the news, was the ventilators, because she was killing people. So I'm like, yo, if I fall asleep in between taking one of these Tylenols, they're gonna think like I can't breathe, and they're gonna put in a respirator, and I don't want that shit.
Yeah.
So I kept telling, like, before I would take one, I'll tell the nurse, like, yo, don't fucking put me on one of those shits, like, no matter what. She's like, oh, I don't have control over that. Anyways, in the middle of me waking up, I would have like different people like in like the beds next to me, and I remember like specifically like two people that like I'll never forget. It was this one guy, and he was like a smoker, I guess, apparently. And meanwhile, I'm in one of like the ICU beds, right? So everyone's got a lane.
Yeah.
But in front of me, bro, is just fucking chaos.
Mm.
There's fucking beds, people on the floor, people like not breathe. Like, it looked like a fucking war zone, like straight up.
Yeah.
Anyways, I remember this conversation because like shit fucks me up. The guy goes, we can't do nothing for you, bro. Call your family and say goodbye.
Yeah.
And that was it. And then I would go to sleep from the time I'd wake up, and it would be a different person next to me, and he's gone. And then I'll wake up and I'll hear another person, same thing. This time it would be like a mom
Yeah.
telling her kids like, "Yo, like, get out of here."
Yeah.
So I'm like, "Yo, I'm next."
Mm.
And one of those that I went to sleep, I had this fucking crazy dream, dude. It's just... I went to sleep, had this crazy dream of me being in like all white.
Mm.
And then two like doors open.
Yeah.
And I see the hospital room, and I see another world, like some fucking crazy shit. It looked like the world in the year 6000, bro.
Oh, some futuristic shit.
That's what I saw. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is this? I'm like, yo, I'm going back to the hospital, like, because I kind of knew, like, while I was there, I'm like, yo, like, is something like, am I here right now? Like, I gotta go back, right? Like, you know. And then something kind of stopped me. It was like, yo, you can either go back to your life, where basically you died and you were a failed musician. You didn't. These were the things you didn't get to accomplish. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck? So I like took a step back and I'm like, damn, I didn't do shit. Like, I looked at myself and I was like, yo, the fuck did I do, bro? I was joking around. Like, anyways, took a step back, and then I'm like, all right, let me go see what's over here. Like, I never, you know. I don't know what happened, bro. I stepped through that other like door or whatever, and when I jumped through it, everyone was like wearing helmets.
Yeah.
Like there wasn't anybody with non like helmets. So, and it was like helmets of all different animals. It was a world, like, it was like a functioning city, like New York City, mad futuristic, like cars flying around, and just like everyone was wearing animal helmets, like to breathe. And I woke up in my own room in the hospital, with the nurse telling me that I'm gonna be okay, and then I'll probably go home like the next day. So when I woke up, I was like, yo, if that dream meant anything, that means that I have to somehow make Young Gato happen if I got out of this. Like, that was the message I got from it.
And so when you woke up, what happened?
When I woke up, nurse is like, we're not gonna put you on a respirator. We're gonna give you this medicine. I think it was called like hydrochloroquine at the time. They gave it to Trump when he was president. They gave me the same one.
Yeah.
And that's what helped me, because I was able to start breathing again.
So it started going up from there. When you woke up, it started going up.
I woke up in my own private room.
Yeah.
And I was getting better.
Good.
Like a day later, I woke up.
Good.
But like, it's just crazy, man. I'm sorry I got emotional. Like, that shit never fucking happens.
Yeah, I think some dreams have meanings in them for sure. And it was sort of like a wake up call, and everything that you went through, it was really, really sorry that you went through that. But I think it changed your mentality. So it was part of your journey of life.
I don't know what it was, dude, but shit, I had to go to the therapy for that shit.
Wow.
Because it really fucked me up. I would have like when I was taking showers, I would have panic attacks if like the water covered my face and I couldn't breathe. I would have panic attacks in the shower after I got out, because when I got out from COVID, my lungs were fucked up. My lungs were like cooked.
Yeah.
I couldn't breathe. I couldn't do nothing. So when I would go in the shower, I would have little like panic attacks, because I'd be like, fuck, I can't breathe. Like, as I'm showering.
Yeah.
From like not being able to breathe. And that happened to me for a very long time.
Okay. So after all that happened, you made it home, and now you're kind of dealing with.
Then it was now the recovery journey.
The recovery journey. So now you're on the recovery journey, and you were at home because everything was locked down, right?
I was living in Little Neck with my wife, and we had just decided to move. Oh no, wait. No, we had just moved into our new apartment. It wasn't until a year later, after the pandemic happened, where I had time to sit and think and like realize I need to change my life and I need to move away from this and everybody. It was one of the hardest decisions I ever had to do, but when you go through something like that and you see that shit, it's like, all right, I gotta do it.
Yeah, it's like living in a house that you have family member died in, and you can't stay in that house no more because the memories were there. It
was sad, bro, because I left all my friends, all my family. It's just me and my wife. We're out. We're gonna start a new life.
Yeah.
And we did that. I didn't want to be in this city anymore. I needed to get away.
start a new thing.
And that's hard because you're leaving your friends in your life.
Everybody. I have like one aunt here, but we're not that close. So it's literally like just me and my wife. There's nobody else, and it's kind of cool because.
So your aunt was the reason why you're like, okay, we got one person over there. Let's try it out.
Yeah, what I came to see it. I originally came to Texas when we're like. So what happened was after the pandemic, I realized, all right, I needed to make a big change in my life.
Yeah.
And I think the only change for me, because as I was trying to get to that dream of buying that house that I was telling you about, in New York, I just felt like that wasn't possible. I just felt that dream never happening, or maybe happening when I was like 50 years old because of how expensive it is out there. So I was like, there's no other way unless I leave here.
Yeah.
So I'm looking, should I move to Texas? Should I move to Tennessee? Should I move to here? And just doing research and things that, you know, my due diligence, we ended up with Dallas, right? Long story short, we checked out San Antonio. Austin didn't like it. Austin was, you know, it was cool, but it wasn't my vibe. Dallas was the only one that felt like I could get a little bit of that city taste and that country taste if I want to, right? Mm-hmm. Because an hour drive for me, even if I had to work in the city, right, you call it, in New York, that's normal. In New York, that's normal.
Oh, hour drive?
An hour drive to go anywhere.
Is it because of traffic?
And because, like, if I want to buy a house, I have to buy it in New York. I have to buy it in Pilot Point, even in New York.
Oh, okay.
So, like, that's normal. Everybody does that. It's called Long Island. Everybody goes out, like...
Long Island.
Right? So, like, you want to buy... if you can't afford Queens or, like, Manhattan, you're going out to Long Island. And obviously, the further out you go, it gets a little more expensive. But, yeah, pretty...
Is it called Upstate?
Upstate is like the country. Yeah, that's where like all the farms are. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. You know your shit.
That's where my brother's staying at, actually.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Oh cool.
Okay, so you how old are you?
So for me, like I was like, yo, an hour drive, that's nothing. That's New York, that's nothing every day, right? So but here in Dallas, that's a complete different world, 1 hour, right? Like we're in the country here now. It's crazy.
Mine's 30-minute commute and I hate it.
Bro, 30 minutes, I would love it, bro. I love it.
So you said, how old are you again?
35.
35?
Yeah.
What year were you born?
88.
88.
36, actually.
Okay.
Whoops.
Okay, so you're born 88. I just want to know, where were you and what were you doing when... You know what I'm at. When 9/11 happened. Did somebody knock on the door?
Yeah. I remember clearly. It's Thursday. I was in 8th grade.
Yeah.
I don't know if I should even say the teacher's name. We'll call her Ms. D. You know,
D.
whatever.
I know Ms. D.
And she was teaching language arts, which is kind of like English, I guess, right?
Yeah, the arts of language.
All of a sudden, bro, she gets a phone call, goes out into the hallway, comes back in, just like weeping.
Yeah.
Weeping. They turn on a TV, bro.
They showed y'all all that? Because you were like, what, middle school?
8th grade.
8th
whatever
grade?
that is. 13 years old.
Yeah.
And, we turned on a TV and they turned it off. I mean, to see, you know. That's when, then as soon as that happened, then everyone starts getting picked up from school.
Yeah.
And at the time, I actually lived across the street from my school, so my mom came through. I was home, like, within 10 minutes. But I just remember my mom crying. You know, I didn't really understand what was going on. I thought it was, like, you know, I don't know. I know everybody was, like, sad, and it was a weird day, man. It was a weird day.
Yeah, I think about, like, let's say something, like, in the attack happened in this area. I think everybody will feel the same way everybody did in New York. Like, what the hell is going on? Everybody's freaking out. Because that's a real life moment, and that's something that America isn't really accustomed to, things like that happening to them, except for that moment.
It was a sad moment, man. Like, that's all I remember about that moment, because I was so young, is the sadness.
Yeah.
Because even when I got home, my mother was crying, and I was afraid to look at the TV because my mom was telling me that people were like jumping out the building.
Mm.
And my mom's like, don't look at the TV, right? But all I could hear is my mom crying and sadness, and then the news, and all I remember is just being a dark day. I guess maybe I blocked it out because it was, you know, and then I think the worst part about it is just everything after that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the stories you would start to hear about the people that were very close to you, and maybe that you knew, and that they had someone they knew and that never stopped. You would always hear a different story for even until this day. Sometimes you'll hear one or two that was like, what the heck?
That shows how connected we are.
All are,
Yeah.
And that I think was the most sad part, is just that never goes away, right? Like that's something everybody lives with now.
Yeah. That's why I think that's why it's important that your presentation is good and the things that come out of your mouth are well thought out, because there's some people out there that think that, you know, it doesn't matter what people think about me, right? I mean, to an extent, but then, you know, people know people, and like you said, like people, friends that you didn't know were connected to people that were in the 9/11 event that happened. So I think presentation is very important.
Yeah, my dad. I told you my dad was a yellow cab driver, and my dad was stuck in the city.
Yeah.
Because so to get to Manhattan, you need to take a bridge, and since he works cabs in Manhattan, we live in Queens. You gotta take a bridge across, right?
Yeah.
The bridge was closed, terrorist attack, whatever, and he had to walk home with like all that dust and shit, like all that shit falling, and like now he has lung issues, bro, because of that shit.
Is he still in New York now?
He's still in New York. Yeah, he lives there.
Did you go visit sometimes?
I haven't gone back since I moved here.
Okay.
I miss it, but I feel like I only miss the food because I'm a fatty.
You in the gym now? You know,
I'm in the gym.
You grinding,
I love to eat, bro. I love to eat, and that's like one of the things right now that I'm working on conquering is like the willpower with food, right?
Yeah.
Because if I had more willpower, I could come to the gym less, and you know, like instead of having to come every day because I'm a fat fuck, right? Because I love to eat. So you gotta work harder and whatever.
Yeah, it's very hard to outwork a bad diet.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like it's literally a never-ending cycle.
Yeah.
And like, I'm Latino, so like I'm Ecuadorian.
Okay.
So like my mom, growing up, my mom always serving me these big ass plates of food with like a freaking fucking milanesa like this size with like rice and beans and a salad and maduros and an egg. So like I've been eating like that my whole life since I'm a kid, you know. So like that's how I eat, right? Like that's just.
So with that, like, you know, presentation and how you present yourself, what you do is entertainment with the making the music, right? And you go do shows and stuff. It's entertainment, and you're standing out in front of a crowd of people. So is there a part of you that cares what people think, and how do you get over that when you're performing something like that? He's getting the zone.
I always care what I think this is like a thing musicians struggle with, and I don't know, maybe just me. We care so much what people think.
Yeah.
That when we put something out, any little thing hurts us. And it's hard to put those things out of fear of being rejected and getting negative compliments. Half the time, that's probably why I didn't put out music, because of the fear, right? Like, I've recognized that.
So you make wait. So I want you to finish there. So what do you do? Like, when you step out there and make music in front of people? Have you released a song yet? That was 5 minutes left.
Oh, 5 minutes left?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, I haven't released any songs yet. I want to release one song by the end of the year, so look out for that. But yeah, I haven't released any song. I have songs I'll show you. I'll play you some music that I have on my laptop.
Okay, we got some songs on the Vault. We're definitely added to the T-Prep Gym playlist.
All right, yeah, bet.
We thought we found you on Spotify, so we threw that couple songs on the playlist here. But
not yet.
Yeah. Okay, so you got a journey ahead of you, since now you're gonna be releasing more music.
Yeah.
And what's the genre? Would you say it is?
Probably it's gonna be like EDM. It's gonna be electronic music. Okay. So yeah, that's really where my heart.
And now when you're making electronic music, it's not lyrical, so you can't really spit out verbally what's inside of you. How do you do that with the beats and the electronic? Or how do you make it?
You can.
You can do that?
So like I'm a very, so like because I'm a software developer, I'm on my computer. So like everything I do, like I'll have a mixer board on my computer on my laptop, like, as a VST. I'll have a piano on my laptop as a VST.
Okay, certain instrument,
everything on my laptop. So my whole studio is right in my laptop.
So all these different instruments produce a different feeling.
Yeah, you just, you know, you can. you can make beats, either make like you make a guitar beat or a piano beat, right?
Yeah.
And then you add drums to it, and then you kind of just go from there, you know.
Okay, got it.
Nowadays, I like to mix a little AI into it.
Yeah.
Because AI helps make the process faster, right? Instead of sitting there with a guitar for an hour and trying to figure out what I want the song to be, I'll have AI do it for me in 5 minutes to give me a little idea, and then I can actually build the song from that in less time.
Do you
right?
have a DJ setup?
I have a whole studio at my crib.
You got like the big speakers and
I
stuff?
got professional Yamahas, everything.
Maybe we should do an event here at T-Prep Gym.
I got everything. You want me to do it? I got everything you need.
Yeah.
I got my own cameras, my own lights, bro. I got all of this.
Well, Halloween, man. Halloween, maybe like a big thing here.
Maybe.
A little, you know,
That's
dead.
the camera talk.
deadlift, bench press. Got Young Gato here.
Yeah, I'll do a little set for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. For
That'd be
sure.
cool. Well, there will be another episode with Young Gato for sure. I enjoyed talking to him. So thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you learned something. You see that not everybody's journey is smooth. Most people who are successful come from tough experiences that made them who they are today. Is there anything you want to say?
Nah, just thank you for welcoming me to Texas. Everyone's been super sweet and welcoming, and you know.
Now, if you get big, or when you get big, are you gonna say, you know, from Texas, or are you gonna be like,
should I say DFW or should I say Pilot Point? Like, what should I say?
No, I say Texas. You know,
Texas,
but,
right? Yeah.
If you want
Texas.
to, though, you know, I was just saying.
I mean, by then I'll think I'll have a twang a little bit, so I'll be like, yo, it'll be cool. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. We'll have, like I said, we'll have a part 2 with Young Gato for sure. And goodbye.